Steelers Nation, what's going on? Today, we're talking about a franchise that is once again trying to refine itself, evolve, and find the next step forward. The Pittsburgh Steelers are searching for perfection in the details because in this city, good is never good enough. The standard is championships, and right now, every move the organization makes is about getting closer to that goal. So before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that like button if you love real Steelers coverage and subscribe to the channel because this offseason is shaping up to be one of the most important in modern franchise history. And just a quick reminder, Steelers fans, if you want official Steelers gear, whether it's a TJ Watt jersey, cold weather hoodies, hats, or the newest Sideline pieces, the link to the official Fanatic store is below. They update it daily with new releases, and grabbing your gear through that link also supports the channel. Because today's story connects everything: the head coaching search, the future of the quarterback position, and the reality that this roster is standing at a crossroads. And it all starts with one surprising name. When the news first broke that Mike McCarthy was a strong candidate to become the next head coach of the Pittsburgh Steelers, a large part of the fan base reacted with confusion and even frustration. McCarthy is 62 years old, he's offensive-minded, and he's the complete opposite of the typical Steelers hire. For decades, this franchise has leaned toward young, defensive leaders who motivate, inspire, and grow with the team. That's why a name like Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula made so much sense to many fans. So why is Pittsburgh looking in the other direction? Team insider Mark Kaboly just exposed the truth, and it changes everything. McCarthy is in his 60s, has coached for 18 years, and is an offensive-minded coach with a reputation for developing quarterbacks wherever he goes, Kaboly wrote. And there, my friends, is the reason why McCarthy is being viewed as a top choice of the Steelers. That's not conjecture. Those are facts. That line matters because it tells us exactly what the Steelers are prioritizing right now. Forget age, forget philosophy, forget tradition. The Steelers' interest in McCarthy is about one thing only: finding the next quarterback and finally fixing the position long-term. Since Ben Roethlisberger retired, Pittsburgh has been stuck in quarterback limbo, stopgap options, short-term answers, temporary fixes, and the front office is tired of it. McCarthy's resume is built on quarterback development. He coached Aaron Rodgers from 2006 to 2018. He oversaw Rodgers' growth into an MVP. He worked with Dak Prescott in Dallas. He spent nearly 2 decades building offenses around quarterbacks. Is McCarthy perfect? No. Is he innovative like the younger minds in the league? No. But the Steelers are no longer searching for potential. They're searching for clarity. There was early speculation that McCarthy's name was tied to a potential Aaron Rodgers reunion, but according to Kaboly's reporting, that's not the driving force behind this interest. This is about developing young talent. It's about building a structure where the next quarterback, whoever that is, doesn't get thrown into chaos. The Steelers want a coach who has seen it all, failed and adjusted, won and rebuilt, handled locker rooms, developed elite quarterbacks. And in their eyes, McCarthy checks those boxes. Here's the concern. Aside from Rodgers, McCarthy hasn't exactly built a long list of quarterbacks from scratch. Rodgers sat behind Brett Favre for years. Dak Prescott fell into McCarthy's lap when he arrived in Dallas. So fans are asking a fair question. Is McCarthy the right man to develop the future, or is he just the safest option? That's the gamble Pittsburgh is wrestling with right now. And the truth is, the organization knows this hire cannot fail because this roster is aging, the window is shrinking, and patience in this city is wearing thin. While the coaching search dominates headlines, another piece of news quietly revealed just how fragile this moment is for the Steelers. TJ Watt will not participate in the 2026 Pro Bowl games. The reason? Injury. Watt is still recovering after undergoing lung surgery late in the season, an injury that shocked the organization and fans alike.
The injury occurred during a dry needling session at the UPMC Rooney Sports Complex and led to hospitalization. "I didn't feel right," Watts said. "Shortly afterward, I was in significant pain and was taken to the hospital." He missed 3 games, returned for the finale, returned for the playoff game, and now his body is demanding rest. This was Watts' 8th straight Pro Bowl selection, and his absence is symbolic. The Steelers' core is aging, the wear and tear is real, and time is not on their side. Despite Watts' absence, the Steelers will still have representation at the Pro Bowl. Jalen Ramsey will make his first Pro Bowl as a Steeler, his 8th overall, after successfully transitioning from cornerback to safety and earning league-wide respect. Ben Skoranek, the ultimate grinder, will also attend his first Pro Bowl after a dominant season as a special teams ace. "If you're not getting doubled, you're probably not going to be in the league that long," Skoranek said. "I take offense to not getting double-teamed." That quote, that's Pittsburgh football. The Steelers are making decisions that will define the next decade. A new head coach, a new quarterback plan, an aging defense, and a fan base demanding more than playoff appearances. Mike McCarthy represents stability, experience, structure, urgency, but he also represents risk, because if this doesn't work, there is no reset button. The Pittsburgh Steelers are entering a new era. For the first time in nearly 18 years, Mike Tomlin is no longer the head coach in Pittsburgh. After 19 seasons, one of the most stable coaching tenures in NFL history has come to an end, and with it comes a massive shift in philosophy, identity, and direction. And when a new head coach takes over, one thing becomes inevitable: change. No matter how much talent is on the roster, no matter how popular certain players are, and no matter how big their contracts might be, every new coaching staff wants their guys. That means tough decisions are coming, and some fan-favorite names may not survive the transition. Today, we're breaking down 5 Steelers players who could be on the chopping block as this franchise turns the page and begins a new chapter. And trust me, some of these names might surprise you. Let's start with one of the biggest names on defense. Patrick Queen arrived in Pittsburgh with massive expectations after being stolen from division rival Baltimore. He was handed the green dot, became the voice of the defense, and was supposed to be a long-term solution at linebacker. But now, with Tomlin gone, everything changes.
Queen had flashes, no doubt, but his inconsistency in coverage became a serious issue. According to Pro Football Focus, he also led the league in missed tackles in 2025. That's a brutal stat for a linebacker who's supposed to anchor the middle of the defense. Financially, the Steelers could save over $13 million by moving on from him, even with some dead money involved. In a new system, with a new voice calling plays, that kind of cap flexibility becomes very tempting. Queen may have been Tomlin's guy, but will he be the next coach's guy? That's the real question. When Jonnu Smith came over from Miami alongside Jalen Ramsey, there was real hope he'd become a key weapon, especially with Aaron Rodgers under center. That never happened. Smith never found rhythm, never became a consistent target, and never looked comfortable in the offense. He finished the season with just 222 yards and 2 touchdowns, despite playing more than half of the offensive snaps. And here's the problem for Jonnu. The coach who believed in him the most, Arthur Smith, is also gone. That connection is gone. That safety net is gone. Cutting him would save the Steelers $7 million, and in a transitional offseason where the team needs flexibility, that move almost makes too much sense. If you're looking for an easy decision in a chaotic offseason, this might be it. This one hurts, Steelers Nation, because the talent is there. Roman Wilson was drafted to be a spark, speed, route running, championship pedigree for Michigan, everything you want in a modern NFL receiver. But injuries crushed his rookie year, and in 2025, he couldn't climb the depth chart. Late in the season, he was a healthy inactive, while veterans like Adam Thielen and Marquez Valdez-Scantling got reps over him.
That's not a good sign. A new coaching staff might look at Wilson and see potential, or they might see a roster spot that could be used for a player that fits their system better. Sometimes the NFL is cruel. Sometimes it's about timing, and right now, Roman Wilson's timing in Pittsburgh looks shaky at best. Now, let's talk about a name that might shock a lot of fans. Alex Highsmith is not getting cut, but he could absolutely be traded. The Steelers are loaded at edge rusher. T.J. Watt is locked up. Nick Herbig looks like a future star. Jack Sawyer is ready for more snaps, and Highsmith, while productive, is suddenly the most valuable piece in that group when it comes to trade value. He posted 9.5 sacks in just 13 games, and teams around the league are always desperate for pass rush help. Trading Highsmith could bring back draft picks or a starting-level player at a position of need, while saving the Steelers over $14 million in cap space. It wouldn't be about talent, it would be about timing and strategy, and that's what new regimes do best: reset the board. This one might be the most controversial of all. Jalen Ramsey is still a good player, but he's not the same all-pro he once was. His move to safety mid-season produced mixed results, and while Tomlin absolutely loved his leadership and versatility, that protection is now gone. Ramsey's contract is massive, and the Steelers could save $19.5 million with zero dead money if they move on from him in 2026. That's huge. A new head coach might prefer a younger secondary, a cheaper secondary, or a system that doesn't rely on Ramsey's skill set anymore. And if that happens, he becomes one of the most logical and valuable trade pieces on the roster. Steelers Nation, this offseason is not going to be comfortable. This is not going to be the slow, patient Pittsburgh rebuild we're used to seeing. This is a franchise resetting its identity, redefining its future, and finally accepting that stability can no longer be the goal. Winning is. Some tough goodbyes may be coming, some surprising moves might shock us, and some fan favorites could be gone faster than we expect. But this is how new eras are born. So now I want to hear from you. Do you trust the Steelers to make the right hire? Is Mike McCarthy the right coach for this moment? Or should Pittsburgh go younger and swing for innovation? Drop your thoughts in the comments. I read every single one. And if you made it to the end of this video, do me a huge favor. Hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn on notifications, because this offseason is going to shape the future of the Pittsburgh Steelers. And don't forget, the official Steelers store link is down below if you want to check out the newest gear. Steelers Nation, this decision matters, and we're all watching it together.